Hello, dear students. Welcome to I-Fal. My name is Teacher Nikki, and I am here to have another video lesson with you. So I am so excited to talk about a new topic for you today that will help you understand and construct better sentences using the English language. I know that these lessons will be very helpful for you to communicate using the English language that are grammatically correct and properly constructed, considering that we will be talking about some grammar topics. So I want you to concentrate on our lesson today, pay attention to our sample sentences, and please practice them very well even after the class. So let's go ahead and start our lesson. Let's go.
So, for the last part of the discussion on the positions of adjectives, okay, so we will be talking about the last type of adjective that we have here based on the positions, okay? So, the third one here is an adjective immediately after the noun, okay? So, on the previous lesson, we talk about adjectives after the noun, so it does not really mean that immediately after it. But in this case, sometimes an adjective comes immediately after a noun. Like, for example, the Princess Royale, okay? Time immemorial, body beautiful, the best seats available, or the best seats available, the worst manners imaginable. Okay, so now when an adjective are used immediately after a noun, they are actually called post-positive adjectives. Okay, post-positive adjectives, once again, these are the adjectives that come immediately or directly after a noun. Okay, now uh, post-positive adjectives are more common with pronouns. Yes, because we just say it this way: someone interesting, those present, something evil, and many other okay pronouns with post-positive adjectives. So I would like you to think more of these examples. I know that you can come up with more examples of pronouns with post-positive adjectives. Okay? Now, post-positive adjectives are not as common in English as they are in other languages like French and Spanish. It is also important to not confuse any adjective that immediately follows a noun as a post-positive adjective. Okay, of course, this would only be an important distinction if one were teaching grammar. Okay, so we should not always anticipate or think that an adjective that comes after, okay, after a noun or a pronoun is immediately a post-positive adjective. So we have to consider the context of the sentence. Like, for example, here, they bought a van big enough to fit both our families. So the word big is not really a post-positive adjective, but rather a predicative or predicate adjective. Why is that so? Because van, okay, the sentence is really two clauses that omitted the words that is. Okay, it is really like this one. They bought a van that is big enough to fit both our families. Okay, it's part of another clause, not the same clause with van. So therefore, this is not a post-positive adjective. Instead, it is a predicate adjective. Okay, are we clear with that? Now, another important thing to remember is that in English, adjectives are never pluralized. Okay, we never put them in plural form. If you have to use an adjective, a noun, okay, an adjective, okay, we do not really put them in plural form. Like, for example, director general. Okay, so here, director is your noun, general is your adjective. So we just say plural form, directors general. We don't say director generals, okay? Unless general is a noun, okay? But in this case, director is your noun and post positive adjective is your general, okay? And post positive adjectives are also often found with superlatives, okay? So commonly when we have superlative forms of your adjectives, okay, therefore we can use post positive adjectives right after your noun. So, like for example, worst conditions possible, best room available, and many more. Okay, so I would like you to think more of those examples there. All right, so these are some of the list of most popular post positive adjectives, like, for example, God Almighty, whiskey sour, code red, code blue. Okay, life everlasting. So time past, Knight Templar, Notary Public, Flowers Galore, okay? Devil Incarnate, okay? So I would like you to take a look at these post positive adjectives here that are just very common in the English language. All right? So that is just about the positions of your adjectives. So we have your attributive, predicate adjectives, and your post positive adjectives based on the positions. Okay?
So I hope you find our lesson today very helpful. So as I always say, the secret in making your communication skills in English better is constant practice. So I want you to please keep on practicing all the lessons that we've had in the past and even this present lesson. So I know that you can do it really well and you'll improve yourself eventually. So just keep believing in yourself and practice more, okay? Now, please stay tuned to our more lessons here in I-Fal, and please visit our website that I will flash on the next screen. I also encourage you to please subscribe to our classes because we have a lot of amazing teachers that will help you and guide you in improving your English skills. So once again, this is Teacher Nikki. So I'll just see you again on the next classes and video lessons that we're going to have. I know that we will have more amazing lessons in the future. So stay tuned and good luck. Study harder and I'll see you next time. Bye.